Hello, welcome to the project closeout video for our project called DeFi Best Practices Research and Guide for User-Friendly DApps. We've taken part in the Cardano Open Ecosystem Challenge as part of Catalyst Fund 12, and this project received a total funding amount of 50,000 ADA. I will now quickly summarize what we've done and achieved in this project, and then I will give a quick overview of what we are planning to do next with this project, and of course also quickly summarize our key achievements. So the goal of this project was to write a research guide that gives new developers a chance to start in the Cardano ecosystem, and also a general overview of what you have to consider when developing a decentralized app. To first understand what such a report should actually include, what are the biggest pain points for developers, we interviewed a lot of different people, we talked to them, we tried to understand in the ecosystem what is maybe something they feel is lacking in the apps, what is something they felt was off their self in their journey to build a D app, and with this we created the first milestone output where we wrote a comprehensive research report analyzing different topics that should be included. We've not only talked to people, we've also done a lot of academic research, so there's a lot of big players out there in the DeFi space itself. For example, the Ethereum Foundation is doing a lot of research on this. We've seen Mizari also doing a lot of things in this space, and all this together we try to understand what's necessary, what isn't, and outline this in our research report. We've then taken these insights and all the ideas we've collected and gradually tried building a research report, or how should I say, more of a guide, which we are very happy and proud about. So this guide has more than 40 pages, including all the different ideas. So I will quickly present to you the guide as a PDF form. So yes, of course, it includes an abstract, a foreword, and as you can see, we are covering a lot of different topics. So we are talking about user experience, we're giving examples of what users should be, or developers should be aware of in terms of UX and accessibility. We are talking about security best practices for developers. We're talking about how scalability and interoperability are becoming more and more important, and what you can actually do on Cardano today, and what will happen maybe within the next year to really scale and become faster, and all these things. And then, of course, another big thing that's especially important for DeFi, but also for other spaces like NFT, is to actually consider regulations. So there's regulations coming up in the US, we're seeing MiCA being introduced in the European Union, and all these things we are kind of exploring and giving a guide for developers. Of course, we cannot provide a complete legal guide as we are lawyers, but what we can do is we can give a head start. We can tell you developers, you need to be aware of this, aware of that, and maybe guide them a bit in the process, which I think is also a big problem, because as you talk to people, you actually see they might want to be regular compliant, they might want to do KYC, but they don't even know where to start, and maybe are also lacking the budget to do a full-on deep legal research first. So yes, that's where we are trying to help. And then, of course, we've also talked about user onboarding, which is very important, and then other topics as well. Yes, and as you can see, this guide includes a lot of practical examples, real-world DApps like Ring Riders, MinSwap, MusliSwap, and so on, actually helping users or developers to get a start in this. And then what we've done when we were done with our report, we created a survey, we sent it to a lot of DApps, and we had the pleasure to interview 2 DApps in full, and they gave us a lot of feedback of what we should improve. We've taken this feedback and we tried to improve our guide based on that. The feedback itself is also attached at the end of the report in the terms of an appendix, where we are showing how did we collect our feedback and what feedback did we actually receive from the different participants. Yes, with this I would like to conclude my video. I want to thank you for listening, and maybe give a quick heads up what we are planning on doing with this project. So of course, the first part now is to continue promoting this guide, make it more accessible, actually get people to use it. And then when we do this, we are at the same time are trying to monitoring the ecosystem, developments in the ecosystem, and adjusting the guide based on that. So of course, this is not part of the Catalyst project anymore, but something we want to do to keep this valuable resource for the entire ecosystem. Cool. Thank you for listening, and enjoy your day.